G'day and welcome to the Simpsons Index. We have a wonderful podcast this week where Ash and Diana are returning to help us review Girls Just Shauna Have Fun. And if you, Shauna, have more podcasts in your life, anyway, go check out our other podcast starring Springfield. We're reviewing movies that the Simpsons cast have been in, links in the show notes, but for now, the Simpsons Index. The Simpsons Index, an online spreadsheet that is also a podcast. This is the podcast. Coming to you out of SideQuest Studios, this is the Simpsons Index, episode 310. Hello out there, I'm your host, Elliot J. O'Neill, joined, here as always, except when he's not, by BT Calloway.
Hey mates, what's a good word?
And joined by a couple of returning champions for the first time together. First of all, you know the voice, different name, it's Ashley Frost.
Hello.
Oh, maybe you don't recognize the voice. That's
no,
a new voice as well.
You might lay... Oh, shit, now I've given the game away now.
Really went Mrs. Doubtfire.
The ghost isn't here anymore.
Yeah.
And just hearing the voice of other returning champion, Diana Green.
It's good to be back. We're really running out of episodes.
Look, I'm looking forward because we're almost finished season 33.
Hell yeah.
The fucking season where I have to, -1 on the episode number because they don't count Serious Flanders on Disney Plus as 2 episodes. So I always... This is like my panic season where I have to really make sure everyone's watching the same episode.
Yeah.
And it's like season 3 where you have to add an episode because
So wait, are we watching episode 19 or episode 20 or episode...
Oh, you were meant to watch every single episode of season 33. This is
we're reviewing season 33.
It could be a fun day if we all just get a different episode, review it like it's one.
Yeah.
That'll be chaos.
I did notice, Elliot, that this episode was already queued up for me because the previous one was the one you got me into before, the Lisa's octopus teacher or whatever. So I was
was it?
Oh, easy, just boop. I've already started this episode, apparently. Great, let's go.
There we go.
And on my Disney Plus, I'm definitely paying for and not stealing. I had to go from Lemon of Troy to this, which is quite a different...
Yeah.
quite a different feel.
That's a long scroll away.
Yeah. Equally as good, I would say. Two of the best.
Oh, yeah. They say Girls Just Shauna Have Fun is the Lemon of Troy of its day.
That's what
We have Lemon posting and now Shauna posting.
It's a lemon part. No, we've criticized the Simpsons for making that joke.
That old dick. Yeah.
All right. Well, we do ask our returning champions, since the last time you've been on the podcast, have you been keeping up with The Simpsons? Ash, we'll start with you. Have you watched A Lemon of Troy at all?
No, I have listened to The Simpsons Index, which is sort of...
It's a great podcast.
Basically...
Fucking my cat just...
Oh, no. We haven't got... for those listening at home, we're all on a video chat, but we don't have Diana's camera feed.
Yeah.
So we're just getting...
we have, much like a listener at home, we have no idea what just happened.
The cat jumped up, knocked the microphone down, and then got caught in the cables.
Your cat has a vendetta against that mic.
Don't say vendetta and The Simpsons together, because that just brings back season 17 memories.
Yeah.
Diana, we got to talk about making Pulp Fury Radio season 2, because already right then you've given us a great pitch for an audio drama.
Cat hated microphones. It just be sounds of...
Yeah. I won't interrupt this time.
Gentle bapping. Yeah. The cat might, though. So, hey, never mind. No, so I have listened to the Simpsons Index, which, look, to be honest, you guys are doing a lot of heavy lifting for me, in which you are giving me a very big warning sign to avoid a lot of the episodes. So I feel like vicariously, yes. In actuality, no. Have not.
You know of the episodes, you simply have not seen them.
It's like I read. I'm listening to this Wikipedia synopsis of the episode, like I do with horror movies. Instead of actually watching them. So yeah,
I was talking to Teresa recently because she hates horror movies, and she says if she sees a trailer for one that looks particularly scary, that's how she copes with it. She goes and reads the Wikipedia page, and she she knows not to be scared. Do you do that too?
Absolutely. There's so many horror movies where I'm like, oh, that looks scary. I don't want to watch it, but I want to know what happens.
I feel like there's
what
a new
happened in the
podcast...
beach that makes you old.
Yeah. that one sucks. But like a new podcast idea of me just explaining horror movies to you.
It's okay. The Babadook can't hurt you. It's just...
Yeah, like, Beach, if you want to watch Weapons and then come around and
I
explain
super
to
do.
me,
That looks amazing.
explain to me what happens, then yeah, I'm cool with that, because I've read the synopsis for Barbarian and that sounded really cool.
We
but
saw
I never
that
want to watch it.
That goes some places.
Yeah. Oh, man, I'm looking forward to Together as well. I think I'm going to go try and see that at the Flicks this week.
You guys are going to lose your minds when you find out books exist. Like, you can just read a whole story.
All right, so yeah, you've got a podcast explaining horror movies, and then you need to do
like a novelization of
a visual, an interpretation of the books of horror movies.
Interesting.
Anyway, Diana, how have you been? Have you been keeping up with the show besides Lemon of Troy?
No, I'm aware it exists.
Like
so
many
in the zeitgeist, I know that people would not shut the fuck up about that Marge thing that wasn't a big deal.
Oh, yeah, it's the big clickbaity headline for those that don't know is Marge is dead.
I also know The Simpsons very obviously predicted that Coldplay cheating, and that wasn't AI at all. That's definitely happened. That happened in season 26, I believe.
Yep. Just like they predicted the January 6th storming the Capitol. Yep.
Yeah, my favorite is when someone said that they predicted Ebola because they didn't think Ebola existed before the 2010s.
The Simpsons predict leprosy.
Yeah.
But I haven't watched much Simpsons except Lemon of Troy. And I've made it kind of a habit to, whenever I can't think of anything else good to watch, I'll just put on a Simpsons. And the problem with a streaming service or the DVDs, I've been using my DVDs as well, the problem is you have too much choice, and then you just have to spend like 10 minutes going through which episode do I want to watch. So I kind of miss reruns, but if this was like Fox 8, they'd still be playing season 19, and I don't want to see that.
Maybe you just need to put all the DVDs like face down on the carpet, and then you just randomly pick one and you just put it straight in the DVD, and then you know that's what you're watching. You know?
No, the one the cat steps on is the one.
Yeah, there we go.
That's the one you really want. I maintain streaming services need to like let you pick, say, 4 different shows and then flick between them so you can decide.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, a randomizer would be awesome, but then the flip side of that is, like, the half of The Simpsons isn't worth watching these days.
The flip side of that is going to be the temptation to, like, pull again. Go like, okay, what else you got on the randomizer? Go again.
Years ago, back when the Simpsons Index first started, and I used to actually be in good shape and go for walks all the time, I had the first 10 seasons of The Simpsons downloaded onto my phone, and I'd just shuffle through them. The problem is you sometimes get those season 10 episodes that you don't want. You know, it's like, oh, I love Lisa Gets an A, but there's also 30 minutes over Tokyo in there.
You know what they need? They need like Pandora for TV episodes where you're like, I really like Lisa's Pony. Show me more episodes of TV that'll like that. And then
like the one with Furious D and
I mean, but that's the other thing. If like the old Tony Hawk's games back in the early aughts of the 90s, like figured out, we've got these great big soundtracks, but not everyone has the same taste in music. You can go through and deselect some songs so they don't appear. If they could figure it out back then surely Disney Plus, in their infinite money, could figure it out now.
How do you think they get their infinite money? By not catering to us plebs, Elliot? It requires development work.
Or, Tony Hawk, new Disney CEO.
He kickflips his way up the corporate ladder?
Hell yeah. Tell me it's a bad idea.
Everyone going, who's this new Disney CEO? I don't recognize him.
He's that guy from that Simpsons episode once.
That's right.
I think I saw him at the airport once. Anyway.
Yeah.
I saw him in Rocket Power once. That's just as important.
All right, well, let's hook into this fucking episode and see if it will join if we wanted to select it on the Simpsons randomizer, if this was one we want to come up again. I'm seeing a big shaking head from Jordan.
I clearly like this episode more than everyone else here, and I'm kind of shocked.
I mean, it may surprise you. I like this one, all right?
Okay.
All right. Let me do the preamble and then do the...
Then we'll spoil
what'd you
up.
think?
Okay, all right.
Season 33, episode 19. Don't believe what Disney Plus tell you. Girls Just Shauna Have Fun. First released in May of 2022, it was directed by Matthew Nastuck, written by Jeff Westbrook, In this episode, Lisa gets upgraded to high school band and meets Shauna. Well, not the first time she's met them, apparently being her babysitter. Anyway, they become friends. And in the B story, Homer and Superintendent Chalmers become friends over a shared love of beer. Hey, y'all, what do we think? Everyone at once.
I enjoyed it.
I like this.
It was fun. Yeah.
Okay, I'll just to go completely mask off. A while ago, Elliot, I think last time I was here, or the time before that, you told me to pick like an episode I'd want to do, and I picked the windshield one that no one else liked. This was high up on the list of potential episodes I would have picked.
Oh, interesting.
I don't think this is amazing, but the dynamics of the episode and some of its execution, I'd say it's on the upper end of season 33.
A generally better season than most.
Yeah.
How about you, BT?
Yeah, look, I enjoyed this one for the most part. There are some notes. I have notes.
Yep. Oh, that's good.
Yes, that is kind of what I do here. Yes.
310 episodes in.
I finally
I'm glad
get the
you're staying
premise.
consistent with the note taking. Jordan.
I thought it was okay. There's some big things that it just took it out of contention for me. There was definitely some good moments, some decent jokes, sign gags, that kind of thing. The elements were there, but just like, I think it was the underlying premise for me that just, yeah.
Right.
When you're at season 33, just enjoying itself is really all you need.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'll give this one credit at season 33. You know, we say it all the time. Let's have some fun with the characters. Mix and match. Let's get some new friendships happening. I love the two friendships here.
Yeah.
Lisa and Shauna, Homer and Chalmers. Great.
Homer Chalmers even really happened organically as well.
Yeah. It could have even happened more organically. This is a note we often give. This feels like a really good first draft. And I will say, it needs so many more jokes. It is not that funny.
Now, there's a certain point I'm like, you need to either push the heart a tiny bit more or push the jokes a bit more, and this is getting, going up a medal rank, but at the moment I'm a little split as to where I'm going to land.
Yeah.
You mean it's not cubic?
No, we can spoil that one at least. No cubics will be given today.
Wow.
I mean, you don't know Diana's thoughts.
You just said.
What
Yeah.
Motivation did someone have to listen to the rest of the episode now?
For the plugs we have at the end.
Exactly.
You need to go to patreon.com/what.
Tune in to find out.
I know.
SideQuest Studios, please sign up.
Instructions in clear went to what's Patreon.
All right, let's hook into the questionnaire and do our deep dive and give the listeners out there something to listen to. BT, for better or worse, what stands out to you from this one?
I mean, Marge likes monster erotica.
Well, we all suspected.
Look, we've seen her go from high seas adventure to the monster fucker genre. So it's nice to just see her tastes evolve and change with time.
When she was a monster in that Dr. Hibbert Treehouse of Horror, Homer
true.
fucked her. So
Yep.
Also, I don't know if you guys watched to the very end of the credits.
I did.
Disney Plus doesn't like it when you do that.
Yeah, no, you got to click on the little. You got to click on the little thing. But when she is in bed dreaming of being the werewolf's bride, I guess, hands over to Homer being sitting in the cuck chair, like happily watching, and I'm like, wow, they went there. That's awesome.
They did. I know. Hey,
this might actually be a cubic now that you say that. Push me over the edge.
Very rare does a Marvel film go up a whole ranking grade just because of the, post-credit scene. But yeah, here we are, Homer in the cuck chair. So
you didn't see that?
I saw it, but I thought he was just like fantasizing about him just
being
sitting
in a chair. No, the
dream bubbles merge. Yeah.
So he's like, "Oh, I'm in this, and I like this."
Oh yeah.
Well, I think that's the thing. Back in the day, Marge would have only had Mills and Boone. We are in a brave new world these days.
Of all kinds of weird fucking.
Ash, what stands out to you for better or worse? I'm assuming BT just took your note.
Yeah, I mean, the cuck chair one was pretty high up on my list, actually. That was going to be a joke one. But no, for realsies, I think it was the underlying premise. Like, I get older kid making friends with, like, a young kid, like 6 years younger than them. I just didn't buy the premise, I guess. Shauna, everything that we've seen from her in the past is she's, like, friends with the bullies. She's like cool, doesn't give a shit about anything.
He dated Bart.
Yeah, well, I mean, I haven't seen every episode that Shauna has been in.
We have a Shauna playlist, and you don't even use it?
Yeah, I know. Most of the time previous to this, anytime she's been on screen, it's to say, I'm Shauna, and then leave forever
it's a
for the rest of the episode.
My merch says that. Like, my I'm Shauna shirt.
The tattoo,
and I just didn't buy that she would care about Lisa, or Band for that matter as well. Like, just didn't buy it, and it sort of, that took me out of the episode for the rest of them, because I'm like, nobody wants a nerdy little dweeb that's in elementary school just following you around to a cool party. Like, I just didn't, it was just like, nah, it doesn't. Yeah.
I'm with you there, and it comes back to my first point is this feels like a first draft, is because like, I do feel like they had the end goal there, and it was kind of a bit forced and a bit clunky getting there.
Yeah.
Like, as far as a premise for a comedy show, I'm like, yeah, sure, the end goal, but like a lot of this episode, it could have been written better.
Yeah, I think they've done this better before with the like Laura Powers episode. Basically, I hate to keep comparing stuff back to like original season, like 10 seasons, but like that was a more realistic depiction to me, because it was like, like it's cool to like have a little kid who's like, you can like play around with like a little sibling or whatever, but like ultimately they're a child and you're not really interested in what they have going on. Like you have teenager stuff to do.
And I feel like, the story bit Lisa in the ass when Shauna ditched her, at the first sight of the hot football guy.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know, that seemed like the great part of the relationship fracture to me then. But then, they just kind of got back as easily as they started up their friendship. Yeah, that part of it wasn't super satisfying to me. How about you, Diana? What stands out to you for better or worse?
I like their relationship, and I like that they bonded over music. I find it strange, but they did justify it by saying that Shauna did it to piss off her dad, which I can see a teenager doing.
Drums are the most annoying instrument.
And teenagers are also stupid and image conscious, so she doesn't give a shit about like actually trying, but she loves music, so she tries to practice when no one's there, and then that's when Lisa catches her, and they kind of have a secret together. So everything that was said over the last 3 minutes, you can ignore it. And I like that. The relationships in general I like, and the fact that Homer and Chalmers basically have to meet because they're the parents of the two kids in this, and it's like a perfectly natural B-plot. And it also, because of the beer at the party, like it dovetails in wonderfully where like the B-plot itself is created by the A-plot, and then they basically reach the same climax. And I really like that. This isn't the funniest episode or the most heartfelt, but story-wise and like structure-wise, it's really good.
Yeah. Oh,
especially how good Shauna is at music, and
yeah, like that element, I definitely could buy that. Yeah, Shauna would have this sort of, she's too cool for school, but
can't be seen caring about something.
For the record, she is like probably in like normal contexts one of the worst Simpsons characters easily, but when they give her a spotlight. You can't just play the I'm Shauna gag, over and over for 20 minutes. So they actually give her stuff to do, and I like that.
Yeah, I mean, that's maybe the best thing about this episode is that it's an expansion of a C character, and it's actually pretty good.
No, the C captain is a different character. This is Shauna.
But, I mean, in that same thing where, like, a C captain or a Cletus, another C character, technically, they're kind of a one-note joke or kind of just a comedy aside, a sketch or whatever.
Yeah.
There is potential for Shauna to be expanded as just an aloof teenager, and especially a show where there's not a lot of women in it anyway. Like, even though she is a catchphrase character, this episode has proved there is more to mine from her. Yeah.
It does really throw around. Okay, so at Springfield Elementary, we have the teenagers, like Jimbo and Kearney, who probably shouldn't be there. And now Shauna is explicitly stated to be a high school teenager, and it just makes me... We've seen her at Springfield Elementary, like, with Jimbo. It confuses me. I don't like this.
No, it is another, like, Simpsons just make up the continuity when they want to and tell you to pay attention to the classic when they don't.
And that said, American schooling system is fucking weird. Like, you've got what we would call primary, and then there's middle, and then there's high.
Yeah, I think it's generally primary is K to 7, and then middle school is 2 years, and then the next is 3 years after. I don't know.
Well, no, because you've got, like, 4 years of high school, because you've got freshman, sophomore, junior, senior, right?
Yep. Yep.
Right.
The fact that they call the third highest junior makes me want to kill that country.
Yeah.
Go back to the drawing board, redo your high school.
Yeah.
It reminds me whenever you're playing any game with any sort of loot collectible and like the base level one starts out at rare and then you have to go epic, legendary, and fucking...
Yeah, it's like, well, if it's common enough, it's not rare.
Yeah, exactly.
Insert Americans will use anything but the metric system joke.
Yeah. But for the part of the continuity that I like that they kept was like, and it could have just been a throwaway joke for the show, like, I like that they've kept Shauna and Chalmers together. And, you know, one of our favorite episodes of the 30s, La Pura Vida, whatever, the one where they go to, where do they go?
It's one of your favorites, huh?
Like, that even Shauna's jokey asides in that episode aren't part of the plot. Like, her and Chalmers are kind of some of the best parts of it. So
Yeah, that was going to be my question, actually, because one of my notes is Shauna Chalmers, question mark? Like, when did that get introduced? Because that wasn't
Pura
original,
Vida
right?
is the one that introduces it, I think.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
No, it was some 20s episode where it was like a jokey aside where Chalmers goes, that's my daughter. And it's like, oh, okay.
But that's kind of thing, they've grown it over time, and we actually get little snippets of Chalmers' backstory in that, you know, his wife got sick and died. It's been subtextual.
Well, that actually leads into what stands out to me from this one. I like this different take on Chalmers because, and it's kind of back like in the classic era, what worked a lot about Skinner's original thing, where he was the authority figure that was undermined by his boss and mother. Now we get to see Chalmers outside of being a boss context here, where he's just trying to be a good dad that's just trying to deal with his difficult teenage daughter, and he's like so happy to make a friend, any friend right now, and that like, you like beer? I like beer. It's like that old Seinfeld bit about kids can be friends over, you like cherry cola? I like
we'll be best friends.
Yeah, but it totally works here. You know, Chalmers is a big old nerd and he wants to get into old German monk beer brewing. What was it again? Belgian, right.
All the Germans just turned off the system.
Yeah, I was about to say, you're never going to get that Chimay sponsorship now, Elliot.
That's our 56th biggest market.
Oh, yeah. Right after Venezuela, the other country that tuned out.
Also tuned, yeah.
But yeah, I like this as well because, Chalmers is a beer nerd and Homer is a beer drinker.
Lover. Yep.
And I do like the plot point that, you know, because that was another thing that I thought, Homer is allowed to brew the beer now. Okay, that was quick. But then, the idea that the plot point in the end was that it was zero alcohol beer, so the beer that the kids stole and had at their party, they didn't.
Yeah, well, I mean, it should be zero alcohol because they brewed it for literally maybe 1 day or half a day. So there's no time for fermentation at all. But anyway.
Actually, you don't realize that this whole episode takes over like 6 months. We just don't get to see it all.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. So how about the wackiness? Was this a particularly wacky episode of The Simpsons?
I mean, I've only got one note of whack. That's where the kids' parents, where they're having the party, leaves, and all the tables flip over, and one goes from plain nachos to fully loaded nachos.
Yeah, and the table tennis flips over and becomes beer pong, so it's essentially the same table.
Pizza becomes a DJ table.
Yeah.
And also the cleaning lady becomes Daft Punk, I guess.
Yeah. Well, no one knows who Daft Punk are.
Yeah, that's it. They're actually janitors for rich football players.
One wacky thing is, and it's a joke that I outright hated, but then the extra beat actually made me like it somehow. Homer poured hot sauce in his eye.
Yeah.
And then he cooled it off by using mild sauce, by pouring that in his eye. That's wacky, and...
You can do that. Forget milk.
Just less hot sauce.
Yeah, he didn't, like, jackass Steve-O style pour it straight into his eye for context. It
just sort of flopped out.
He was trying to get it out of the bottle and,
look down the barrel.
Yeah, don't look down the barrel of a gun or from hot sauce if, you know, you learn nothing
Quite
else
frankly, don't look down the barrel of anything.
No.
Except in Donkey Kong.
Yeah,
yes.
Exactly.
There could be a monkey in there.
I suppose an element of wacky, it's more of a parody, but it is a sort of a wacky parody, was the movie A Prom Before Dying, which felt like a real swipe at John Green. But
100%.
But, you know,
in his most topical year.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. When did this come out again?
2022.
Yeah. So what? I guess it's like 5 years, 6 years before. I don't know.
The kids that grew up on that are now writing for The Simpsons.
Exactly.
I don't know. That kind of got me on the line of like, they fall in love with 45 minutes left to live. Well, okay.
Yeah. No, that was a great classic Simpsons movie poster joke as well. I just love that. Yeah, in the middle of the prom dance floor as well. They're on their, hospice beds. Yeah.
Well, they really give the whole plot away in the trailer. Yeah.
I mean, on the poster, no less.
You know, and wackiness, cartoony moments as well. You know, there was that moment where Homer drank Chalmers' beer for the first time and saw himself in a painting. What? That seemed very familiar. Did anyone catch that?
It's Raphael's, I think it's the Transfiguration, I think it's called. Hold on, let me look it up.
Between that and the Belgian monk thing, the artists must have had a field day on this episode.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
They really got to express themselves.
So yes, it's Transfiguration by Raphael, which is his last painting.
Oh, wow. There we go.
Well, he needs to hurry up and get back to it.
Long enough break.
Get off your half shell. The other cool animation moment, which I wish they extended this out, was coming into the second act where both Shauna and Lisa wake up at the same time. They go into, split screen multiplayer mode, and they're both, making their way to the high school, but sort of doing like the
opposite directions.
Yeah, Lisa's coming from the left, Shauna from the right, or whatever it is. One passes crazy dog man, the other crazy cat lady. And I'm like, oh, this scene could have gone for so much longer because it looked really good.
Really do anything with it other than have like same but different jokes. And then you could have surely had Lisa ignoring Homer and Shauna, ignoring Chalmers, but from a very different, perspective.
If you think Rule of 3 is good, wait until you find out about Rule of 1.
Yeah, exactly.
So much more efficient.
Well, yeah, because then they just get to school and then they practice very quickly and then it just sort of cuts to the next thing and it's like, oh, that could have been a moment. But for what they had, looked cool.
Yeah, and the music in that scene was actually quite good as well. I quite enjoyed it. It felt like quite natural to sort of come in with a little like jazz refrain while that's happening.
Hey, a bit more interstitial music in this one. I appreciate that.
Yeah, coming out of an act break,
Yeah, and I do love that moment at the party where, everybody realizes that the beer they're drinking is 0% alcohol. And then Wiggum's like, use this as a moment of self-reflection. And then that like really sappy non-Simpsons music comes in. And I actually really like this.
Not drunk. Attention, you are not drunk.
Yeah, please examine your outrageous behavior through a lens of newfound self-awareness. Yeah, I did like that. Yeah, that was good.
Out of curiosity, have any of you seen Clone High?
I have seen bits of it, yes.
The very first episode of that basically had a party where the cop comes in basically to say this is going to be the greatest day of your lives. But then it's also revealed the main character couldn't get beer for the party, so he gave him all alcohol-free beer, and everyone's basically drunk by suggestion.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically just like this. So go watch Clone High.
Clone High is good.
Elliot, do an index on it. It didn't go on nearly as long as The Simpsons.
Oh, sweet. Looking for a quick podcast
quick
to do.
Little weekend.
It was like 10 episodes, and then it got cancelled, and then like 20-something years later it came back.
So it's an older show.
Yeah, it's from back when MTV did TV shows that were good, but not music. A brief period between
There was such a sweet spot before, funnily enough, my Sweet 16 and I'm fucking 13 and pregnant or whatever fucking exploitative shows they were doing. But yeah, before that when it was, stuff like Clone High, Beavis and Butthead, or Daria.
Yeah.
But how about the heart of this episode? Did we feel the bumps?
No, like Lisa being like, I have a big sister. That was cute.
Yeah.
And I think the whole Maggie's little bit of jealousy, I think that was just enough. Like, we never wanted that to be a part of the plot, but, like, even just bits like Buck going, oh, you've made a very fussy enemy, you know?
Yeah.
It was cute.
Yeah. Her slamming her, like, little bowl of porridge down and just stalking into the other room. Very, like, I do like when they give Maggie sort of more adult sort of understanding and features as well. It is funny.
Yeah, but I mean, that's your opportunity to do some fun, wacky visual jokes, and I thought they did. And then that moment at the end where they end up embracing and hugging, that was really sweet.
Yeah. And Homer and Chalmers had some good heart.
Yeah.
I even
a bromance for the ages.
Or a
they
bromance.
hug. Oh. Like, when they hug, it pushes open the garage door remote, which, once again, everything in this plot basically seamlessly builds on top of it, and I like that.
Yeah. No, it was an interesting little caper there where, Shauna found a way to get them out of the garage and sneak one...
La-di-da, Mr. Frenchman.
Yeah. Oh, man, that debate was kicking up again in my group chat with the hottest 100s and thousands guys. No one can agree if it's car hold or car hole.
I took it as hole like effing you dig.
Didn't we check the subtitles and it's
subtitles are
definitely
wrong.
Whole? Right.
They say that Sideshow Bob's V is spelt VIE and not
Vi.
Well, and I was even listening to a friend of the podcast, Michael Swaim's now got a Simpsons podcast. Yeah, that's an original idea. Anyway.
Wow, wonder where he got that idea from.
We were like the fifth on the scene anyway. But
he didn't even do silly
Bill...
cartoon voices or talk about Twin Peaks.
No, he does cool shit like get Bill Oakley on the show.
Fuck off.
Yeah.
Still waiting for
I'm like...
Yeah. But no, they do like a trivia round at the end of it, and Bill Oakley said car hole. Oh, wait, no, what did he say? Oh, fuck, now
Elliot, you can't do this to us.
I'm just contributing to the misinformation.
But subtitles are unreliable because it's not usually coming from like the actual source.
Sure.
I was watching...
what is Frankie accent?
I was watching a Blu-ray of a show, so this is like a proper like physical release you pay money for, and it just said like indistinguishable dialogue for a section, even though you could clearly understand what they were saying. The guy just gave up and they sold it for money.
Yeah. Sprinkiak does say car hole with an E.
Yeah, I was checking that.
Yeah. That feels more Mo, for something to be a hole.
Car holes doesn't make sense anyway.
They both make sense, but
just speaking of subtitles, one of my favorite bits of accurate subtitling, we had Hulk Hogan pass away the last week, and the last thing he ever did on a WWE show, and his most memorable thing from that show was Netflix subtitled, that scene, and they wanted to do accurate subtitling, much to the chagrin of WWE. But yeah, so one of the lasting images of Hulk Hogan's legacy is it just says crowd booing while he's like looking around like, why don't they like me or my new beer?
It's all related to beer.
Rest in hell, you piece of shit. Anyway, Chalmers and Homer. Cute.
Yep, cute. Martin has an older brother. We find that out in this one.
Yeah.
I did like the little jig that his older brother does, and I'm like, oh, that's cute.
Yeah.
And then he's like fully getting some at the party later on, so good for him.
Doesn't have to. Maybe this is why we never see him. He's always out fucking.
Yeah. It's that little teen mustache that does it for all of the Springfield High girls, apparently.
Oh, yeah.
It's a shame that Martin will never get to experience that because he'll be trapped under Springfield Elementary.
Yeah. After that science explosion, yeah.
Or he's forever trapped as that size as, the undercover cop or whatever the fuck it was in that episode.
Okay, I for the record, I like that episode.
Oh, it's fine. It's a fun time.
I didn't actually listen to you and Pods and the Key of Springfield yet about it because I was worried that it would just make me sad.
It is our longest review of a single episode ever on the index.
That's more to do with the fact that it was Pods.
Yeah.
They did have to explain Twin Peaks a few times.
Yeah.
I think James behaved himself.
Oh, yeah.
Or I edited out another 20 minutes of Twin Peaks.
I don't think you did, because the point was we're only going to do one episode because we're going to tangent so
Did they
hard
talk about Norm in that episode? I don't think Norm was in this episode of Simpsons, actually.
No. Oh, I've been so slack with my Norm watch. I used to be so diligent.
No one knows. No one will know what that means, by the way.
Nope. Yeah, people have got so many opportunities to drop off from listening to this podcast.
And here's another one.
Do you think people are starting at episode 1 now and binging all the way through your guys' stuff? Or
people have done that and it stunned me.
Yeah,
I did that back when the podcast was less than a year old, and that wasn't a huge commitment. And then I aged a decade, and life is fleeting.
Yeah, I forgot who it was, but someone posted on social media their whatever Wrapped or whatever it was, and it was like, you've listened to over 1,000 hours of the Simpsons index this year, and I'm like,
oh my god,
is your brain okay?
Hey,
I edit this and my brain's not okay.
You've got more episodes of the Simpsons index than Welcome to Night Vale now. That's pretty cool.
Hey.
And they make so much more money.
And you've got more listeners too.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's the heart right there.
I did listen to a podcast earlier this year that started it was either 2005 or 2006.
Oh, wow.
And I listened to everything they did. They did slow down during the mid 2010s onwards, but they still do it a couple times a year. But it was fun hearing the gradual, them talking about, the economy is getting a bit worse in 2000, 2000 and whatever. And then you got to hear them talk about, politics is getting a bit worse in the 2010s. And it was a fun roller coaster.
Oh, yeah, since doing Starring Springfield now, we're watching a lot of movies, and a few that end up on the podcast, How Did This Get Made? And so I've been going back and listening to a lot of those old ones, and similar thing where they're like, 2016, this is the worst year ever, and it's like, Jason, Paul, and June.
I was
Worst year so far.
sorry to promote other people's stuff, but I was listening to a podcast a few months ago about the Twilight Zone, and there's an episode of that show from the early 60s, basically about Nazis coming back, rising, basically taking the mainstream and getting everyone to repeat their talking points. And this podcast, which recorded in 2015, was basically saying this episode is horribly aged and we never have to worry about the rise of Nazis. Any potential fascism that could happen in the future would never involve Nazi imagery because everyone knows they're the bad guys. And it would be something more insidious. And I'm like, you guys are 1 year away.
There's a podcast just clipping up old podcasts and just going, that opinion aged well.
Aged like milk.
Just playing Wolfenstein, the New Blood or Colossus. What is it? Can't remember. Just being like,
it was New Colossus where they were like, they got a blowback for that.
You idiots. They will never. Yeah, no, it's interesting about listening to old podcasts like leading up to 2019 and then going into 2020. And you're just like, I know what's about to happen. And
you fools, and I can't warn you.
But Hart, I think we all agree that the
little last moment of Heart I had was when the dude bros pick up the beer, like, the beer's there, just like that chick said it would be. He's like, no, she's not just a chick. You've got tonight to learn 3 things about her, brah, or you're off the team.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, that's fine.
3 things about her, but don't include her looks.
Yeah. There we go. We love a woke football jock. Love that cliche. But this one was our single guest stars for this episode. Chris Redd was playing Trevor McBride.
Okay. Who the hell's that?
He's a SNL guy.
It's an SNL, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway.
Okay.
But ultimately, did this feel like an episode of The Simpsons? These are characters we know and love. Is this the show
it's got Shauna. We all love her.
Classic character, Shauna.
And it had a couple other characters too. I think Lisa was there.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Bart popped in
I had 2 lines, I'm pretty sure, at the start, just to contractually obligated to do 2 lines.
Every time I've noticed that now where it's like, they've just clearly had a scene at the Simpsons family table just to make sure everyone gets their contractually obligated lines in. And like, I get Lisa's quote of, wow, you're earning your 18 grand a year, except, wow, you're earning your $500,000 per episode.
Yeah.
They work so hard for it, though.
Yeah. I mean, it's been a long slog at least.
I mean, it wasn't the same as the Chalmers that we usually know, but I think that was for the better to sort of
it's an evolution.
Show that, this is a person at home. They are different to the person they are at their job. And
giving him a sense of stability in life. Makes total sense.
I mean, you have to have some stability after your wife dies.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And there's that hidden underlying sadness, which, I love has just sort of existed as a background detail now that's just informed some things, like in that Teddy Roosevelt episode, which we didn't love, but...
It was something.
Yeah.
Or in that stupid rap episode where it ends with him just going, I think they're mocking me, but my wife is very sick.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's even weirder because if you go back to, I forget when, it was like maybe season 8, 9, 10, I don't know, somewhere in that later area when Skinner and Krabappel are together, they do a couple jokes where Agnes and Chalmers are going out.
That's right.
So his wife was sick, but they were either separated or he was cheating or they had like an open...
Look, we've either established another cuck in this town or it's like, I can't be there for you. I know you need affection. You need to go out and find someone, which, in its
From
own
Agnes.
way...
The most affectionate character.
Of all people, but hey.
Hey, it's hard to meet people in a small town, and this is, pre-dating apps, so...
I was about to say, well, they're just, ethically non-monogamous, and
it's
everything's fine.
open.
It's all above board. It's all good.
His wife is dying. He's raising Shauna, and then he's like, I need some relief. I'm going to see Agnes. What is going on in his head?
Sorry, I do just have Chalmers in my head being like, I like my women like I like my beers, old and traditionalist. Anyway, I think this, besides the lack of, comedy, I think everything is feeling very...
There were jokes. There were season 33 levels of jokes.
Yeah, like, integrity-wise, I think this is absolutely fine. I buy it all. But, yes or no, would we watch this episode again?
Yeah, in fact, this is the second time I watched it, because I watched this episode, months ago.
Oh, wow. Because I know when I asked you, like, I have seen this one, but I'll watch it again, I'm like, I felt like, oh, God, I'm so sorry.
I saw all of season 33, ages ago, and I don't think I've seen any of 34. I had my fill of Modern Simpsons.
How about you, Jordan?
I don't think I would. I have, again, so much media to consume. But again, I keep going back to the same. I've watched some things 7 or 8 times just because I want something on my other screen while I'm there. Yeah. So I'll watch shit over and over again, but just it has to be something familiar and that I like and that is enjoyable to me at some level, even if I'm not concentrating on it. And this one, it's not going to fit that criteria, I don't think.
I think I'd watch it again in the context of the Shauna playlist because, I think there is a broader story to tell here, and
probably the highlight of a Shauna playlist.
The fact that it's coming out in pieces as well is interesting.
Yeah. Well, I mean, because the other big focus episode that I can remember is the one where her and Bart are briefly dating, and that was just creepy and weird.
Mm-hmm.
But not the creepiest relationship Bart had with a teenager.
No.
Yeah. I think my favorite Shauna episode is probably I think it's her first one, The Good, Bad, and the Drugly, where it's it's the one where it's either you get it or those ducks get it, where she's basically playing the bullies off against either the ducks get it or the kid does, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
That's all you needed to do. You can leave now. Yep.
Yeah. All right. Well, what would we like to change? BT, please kick it off.
Have you all seen Hereditary? I know.
Have you read
Jordan
the Wikipedia
hasn't.
page?
Are you talking about the car driving scene, particularly?
Yeah. So where there's an older sibling there with a younger sibling at a party, and he leaves the younger sibling, and the younger sibling gets in trouble, and then things kick off from there, and there's a car involved. We can do that, and then really. Are you
suggesting murdering Lisa? Just out of interest,
I'm trying to not spoil Hereditary for those who have not seen it, but Lisa's head
it's pretty early
removed.
on in the movie, according to the Wikipedia entry.
We've just lost all the people who had Hereditary on their watch list.
Gained all the people who just wanted explained to them.
Ah, yes.
Which we know there's a fertile market for that. So, and that's just going to be a very different than,
People are going to Google Hereditary Explained and be like, okay, I've got to skip to an hour 40 minutes of this podcast.
Yep. We could do that. That'd be interesting, wouldn't it? Oh. That's what I'd like to change.
How about you, Ash? What would you like to change?
I don't know. Maybe you just need to make Shauna just a little more likable in a way. Just because, I feel that she has obviously this, and it's the classic, she's got the gruff exterior and she doesn't care because she's a teenager and she's had a tough life and blah, 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 blah. But I think that, maybe if they made her a little bit more empathetic or made it so that she just wasn't completely just a bitch off the sorry to go hard in on
what do you think?
You're
really
using
think,
the B word, Brandon.
I know. If she wasn't so mean, I think that I would be more accepting of her being wanting to actually care for a little sibling like a Lisa sort of style and sort of be caring and emotional with. Yeah, because you're dealing with a 22-minute episode. It's just so hard to fit that in.
Probably not even that. It's probably 15 minutes.
Well, yeah, especially because you've got it's only one aspect of the story, so it's just really hard to fit it all in. So I think that's part of why it sort of just didn't grab me, because it just happened so quickly, and it's no, I do care, and hey, come over to my house and let's be friends and jam. And it was just whoa, what? No way.
This should have been a double-length episode of a movie. This should have been the Simpsons movie too.
They gave Pete Holmes a fucking double episode. Why didn't they give Shauna a double episode?
Oh my god,
that was a giant piece of shit.
Yeah, well, I mean, I agree with it because music is a good thing for them to bond over, but in a deeper story, there would have been an instigating incident where Lisa presented values.
just a little bit more dialogue on it, like, usually caring about things makes someone a dork, but you don't care about being a dork.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, the whole angle with, like, Shauna having a little sister and Lisa having a big sister, it's obviously, like, there's a void there that they could have explored that they did hit on, but not, like, in any deep way.
Like, maybe, like, they could have, like, when Lisa catches her practicing, maybe she's, like, just, like, fucking up a passage or something like that, and is just getting really frustrated with herself or something like that, and just really, like, showing an emotional side, like, that she obviously does care, and she's getting frustrated and upset, and Lisa is there to sort of help or comfort her. Maybe that would have been a good way to sort of bring her in.
This is what I do when I get to a part I can't.
Yeah.
What do you know about drums, Blowy? And then Lisa... Share some knowledge.
Something very different in Australia, really.
Again, much like this episode, just rewrite that. Diana, what would you like to change?
I don't want to say add more jokes, because I do think there are some funny jokes here, but structurally, I like it. Given the time frame, it's hard to add more of a connection between the two characters.
For real.
It's basically, you got to pick your battles. So I would just say, like, add more jokes, which is a boring answer, but... like, the skeleton is all here, at least for a satisfactory episode, I feel. Even if it's not an amazingly fleshed out story.
Yeah.
I've seen The Simpsons do much worse.
Oh, yeah.
No, for real.
Oh, yes, haven't we all?
Yeah, and, well, because, I mean, essentially that is my answer, just add more, because, like, I do feel like this is such a first drafty episode, and, like, fully agree with you, Diana, you couldn't have put it better. The skeleton's there. It is structurally sound. It's ready to be built on. It's just, they kind of... just put it on the table a bit too soon. You know, it's like when you walk into a kitchen and someone's cooking and it's like, oh my God, that smells amazing. What are you making? And they're just like, I'm just sauteing the onions right now. And you're like, can I eat it?
Yeah.
But it smells amazing. And I've done it. I've tried the sauteed onions. They don't taste good, but they smell it and they fill the kitchen. But it's not ready. The meal's not ready yet.
Problem is you got to cook them on, like, medium for, like, an hour and a half to get a nice demi-glace going. And then, you know, that's the whole afternoon.
Well, demi-glace, look at you. Ooh la la, Mr. Frenchman.
I did try and make my own, like, teriyaki sauce once, like, using a proper, like, recipe. And it was like, begin by making your own demi-glace. And I'm like, fuck me, this is going to take, like... And I'm like, well, I'm not making it from bone broth. I'm going to buy my broth pre-bought. But, fuck, it took me forever. Because you just got to be, like, so patient with it.
See, I just go to Subway and order the teriyaki chicken, and then I just swipe that off the bread, put it in my...
That's where I get my teriyaki sauce.
Oh, my God.
And it was 1 squirt for the sandwich and some in this little Subway cup as well.
Yeah.
You just put in a little baggie for me. Yeah.
Because, that's the thing. I think the relationships are good here. We just, we need to build more on them. And, like, this is the kind of thing where I want to see more of Homer and Chalmers. Like, backing up the point, we've only got 22 minutes. How do we do it? But I think there's space in this episode, and maybe we'll find it as we...
actually feel like there isn't, like, much space, because they go straight into the episode.
That's a thing.
No couch gag, short opening.
Quietly laughed at the idea that there was a skip intro button when there was no intro.
So, like, the very first thing that happens is it cuts to Principal Skinner basically saying, Lisa, you have to go to the high school.
Yeah.
Like, there's not much wasted time except giving Nancy Cartwright her paycheck.
Yeah,
and, like, you were talking about that scene where Shauna and Lisa are walking together and you wish it was longer. But, like, there's not much you can really cut out. They even had to save the cuck scene for the credits. Like,
I think it's just maybe it is just the situation where, like, the scenes are as they should be. It's just, they need to be a bit funnier and just a bit more emotional and just, either made us care or laugh a bit more.
I feel like you'd have, if you wanted to restructure things, you'd have to, like, cut out the mall or cut out the football game, or, like, you'd be cut out the entire B plot. Like, there isn't, like, much wasted space, I feel. No, at least in terms of, like, improving the structure of the story.
Yeah, and even bits where it's like, did you need all of that? Like with Shauna, like the way that she'd go round to other stuff and play drums on, I actually found that quite endearing. And, especially because she has those goofy marching band drums that, like, she's only got 4 rack toms to work with. Like, I like the idea that
Mr. Fancy, words.
Oh, yeah.
La-di-da.
It also looked like they were all the same size as well.
Yeah.
Like, what you would want.
When you're playing Scratchy's ribs like xylophone.
I had a question as well, actually. Is like Springfield Elementary School Band is supposed to be like bad, right?
Depends on the episode.
Yeah, because sometimes they've been good, right? But it's just soloists are bad usually, but sometimes they're good.
Well, I liked the touch here where it is that butchered version of Mary Had a Little Lamb, but then you can hear in the end that Lisa's added like a little flourish to end the song with, and you're like, that's the only like competent instrument in the bunch.
But when they singing Merrily We Roll Along, wasn't Largo singing that?
I thought it was Mary Had a Little Lamb.
Well, yeah, no, but I think it's the same. I think it's the same song. Like, you know how it's like Happy Birthday and Twinkle Twinkle Little Stars? Or no, not Happy Birthday. The
Twinkle,
alphabet.
Twinkle, Little Star.
The alphabet and Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Or Under Pressure and
no, we added a note. It's that little bitty itty difference. It's not the same. But did this ring true with your experience in high school bands, Jordan?
Who is your Shauna?
Well, I was actually in our primary school band as well for a little bit, but you know, we had
you got moved up to the high school band.
No, but like we had a pretty good music department at our school. Like it got funded quite well, so that was like quite fun actually. We won a couple of competitions actually.
Nice.
Cool.
Meanwhile, the jocks were hoping they'd get a football. You're at the one backwards school.
Oh no, I went to.
Dox yourself. Where did you go?
Yeah. No, I went to a private school, so we were like, I was we were very, very privileged. I completely get that, but yeah, no, it was quite fun. But Mr. Largo always seems just like he hates his job, right? Whereas our teachers were like quite like passionate about music and really wanting to like do well and.
They let you play songs that were only 50 years old, not 100 years old?
No, we were playing songs that were 200 years old.
That rang so true for me because I didn't participate much in high school band despite loving music because that was kind of the...
It was lame and you're Shauna.
Yeah, and then going to AIM is like, oh, I get to do blues songs from the 50s now rather than Ode to Joy.
Yeah.
Did you do music in school at all, Diana? Or?
Well, like 3rd grade through 5th grade, I played the violin. And that's kind of it. I stopped playing the violin because the thing is you basically have to practice a lot. But my dogs at the time would whine anytime there was like a lot of noise. So I couldn't practice at home. And then I was just falling behind. So I basically dropped out and I abandoned my dreams there and I haven't picked them up.
Never too late.
Now it is. Have you seen the price of violins? It's a lot easier when your parents buy you one.
Oh, yeah. And they are a fucking difficult ass instrument.
There's no frets. How do you do it?
But even just getting a sound going is just the rudimentary fundamental nature of violin.
Even the precision required to get like the right string is to be difficult. But I mean, I guess it's muscle memory and get your fucking 10,000 hours up or whatever and you'll be fine, I guess. But anyway.
But no, it's funny. I had a similar thing with because my dogs like didn't care about my bass practicing. That didn't bother them. But at a certain point as well, I was also trying to learn piano, and they fucking hated the piano. Like bass, I think it was just like that low register frequency didn't bother them, but something about piano set them off.
It didn't help that your piano was the one from Mario 64.
Oh damn! Pure terror.
How does anyone learn to play the bagpipes?
You start with like a little, just the pipe part. That's just that.
Is it really?
It is. I follow like a bagpipist on Instagram.
I was about to say,
I thought you were doing a riff.
No, she was just like, gets a lot of questions like, hey, they have this one on Amazon. Should I buy it? And she's like, fuck no. Start with one of these because the ones you're looking at are garbage.
Yeah.
If they can get down to that flute.
You know how there's that room that you can go into with like negative decibels or whatever, with like the quietest room that
like
I feel
0.
like you have to go in there.
And you'll go insane. Yeah.
But it's more like you have to earn your pieces as you get better. That's interesting.
It is.
Actually, that's a good point. When I first started playing flute, just to get your mouth, like your embouchure in the right position, they just give you the head joint. They don't give you the rest of the flute, just so you can, if you can figure out how to get your lips to blow in the right way, then okay, if you got that, then we'll move on to
the parts that actually make stuff.
It's a shame that my partner isn't the guest of this episode because they played saxophone in a high school marching band.
Get him on.
Nah, do you want to like bother someone when they're lying down in bed with blankets?
Constantly.
Do a podcast right now.
Yeah, I am a
That's
cat.
my new
yes.
podcast. Wake up. It's time for a podcast.
Hey, we're just woken you up. Tell us things. What?
All right. It's
Oh,
time.
can I very quickly just go through my very quick list of anal corner shit?
Hey. Well,
Okay.
yeah, I think that's appropriate because now it's time for our final notes.
Okay.
And now it's time. Now it's time. Now it's time. Now it's time. Now it's time for our final notes.
Shouldn't it
Is that
be?
the Hawaii
Now it's
5-0
time
thing?
for
No.
our final notes.
Can you do it in the Twinkle Twinkle Little Star tune?
Now it's time for final notes. Let's see what we went and wrote.
Ah, landed it.
Not the first time I've rhymed those. So.
It's Ashley's anal segment.
Oh,
Ass.
ooh.
Do not Google
Yeah.
Ashley Anal.
Yeah. No, actually don't. You might. Never mind. So Lisa, when she sits down and she's like, oh, like they're playing it in the new high school band, she turns the page after one phrase. Like, what terrible music book preparation is this that they have a new song starting at the very bottom of the page for one save? That's got to be ridiculous. Anyway, the music teacher also says, all right, from the top, but they start again, but it's like one tone higher. And I'm like, that's not the same.
It's
What the
so
fuck?
funny you pointed that out because this is a concept that we hit on with Dando is that, like, when I'm doing my pre-research, especially for these 30s episodes, sometimes there's actually not a Wikipedia page or much of an IMDb page being made. Like, and even the Simpsons fandom .wikias or
Don't
whatever. Yeah, just
They're
struggle. And yeah, that was the one like bit of trivia / goof that I could find on IMDb, and I'm like,
well,
I
I'm
don't even know if
unoriginal.
I'm going to bring this up. But
Yeah, fair enough.
thank you.
There you go. But no, because it annoyed me because they're like from the top, and they're like, you can't just modulate like that. Oh, what the fuck?
Don't you
Anyway,
modulate the key and then debate with me.
did the band was it a dream sequence, or did the band really spell out Shauna on the field?
I
at
did
a
find that
game?
weird as well.
Man,
It's a
it's
cartoon.
just it's something, but it's
No, it's
Simpsons.
Damn it.
Oh, Jesus. End of the world coming from Ash right there. But no, it is just a recent trend of Simpsons. They really love a crowd spelling out things joke. Like, and it's just this obsession that I'm like, who's this writer that's like, and then a bunch of people spell out Shauna. Get it? Like,
I mean, Family Guy did it like 20 years ago, so we gotta, clearly not
Yeah.
the best thing you can do.
If they pointed at it, I might have been like, that was the joke. Or
I
something
also
like that.
was assuming that was a dream sequence at that point.
But then it
'cause-
cuts right to them
Yeah,
in their uniform
yeah,
at the end of the
yeah.
game, and it's like,
Yep.
what?
yeah.
Anyway,
No,
Um,
truly odd.
and then the last one was how, like, Chalmers at the end grabs the bottle from Wiggum and chugs it. He goes, Homer, you forgot to add the yeast. And yet before, he tasted it and was like praising it, going, this is amazing. How did he not
he
know?
praised the color and the head. He did not actually drink it.
He didn't drink it?
Nope, because I was
Oh,
watching
okay.
that. I'm like, hey, there's going to be something wrong with it. And because he goes right to drink it and then Shauna walks in.
Ah,
The
The
see,
alcohol
I thought-
expert is logged on.
Fair enough. All right, I take it back. I was wrong. You heard it here
I
first,
could be wrong, but
folks.
I'm pretty sure because I was kind of
think you're
waiting
right.
for that moment of... Because if Homer brews a beer, something is wrong with it.
I assumed it was going to be poison. Yeah, and he was going to poison all those kids, for sure. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm glad they did 2 drafts for this episode because that original one was
Yeah.
way
Well, the
darker.
third one with the hereditary. Bit,
Yeah.
So.
Diana, did you have any final notes about this episode?
Yeah, just little things I liked. So I liked that basically when Skinner asked Lisa to do the high school band, she said yes, 1,000 times yes, and Skinner said 1 yes would suffice.
Yeah,
I think
Yeah,
that was
it's
great
such-
There,
Skinner
there was
line.
some very good Skinner
Yeah.
lines up front.
Lisa also, because during the episode she kind of like imitated Shauna a bit and said that takes the suck out of things, and then she went, I said a light swear, and I kind of love that.
Yeah, and for a moment of bonding, yeah, I do like how they mentioned, music does take the suck out of things. That's nice.
Homer says, wait, beer has ingredients? And then he checks the can of beer he's holding, and it just says ingredients. Beer, can. And that's it.
Yeah,
That's
I enjoyed
a
that.
great joke. And then, I just wrote down notes of things I found funny to prove there are a couple things in this episode.
Oh, yeah.
No, that's it.
I believe
I'm not
you.
going to complain about the music not making sense because I don't know anything about music. So when they do the breathalyzer, I think it's Lou says they're all blowing 0.0, and then Wiggum says they're already dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Highlight that.
Yeah, it's a surprisingly funny Wiggum moment. Usually that would be awful.
No, him and Lou were in top form in this episode.
Yeah. And at the end, when Shauna says she joined a punk band where I'm the drummer and the singer, and then Marge is like really excited and says, just like Phil Collins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it's just such an excellent fucking Marge line, and like the perfect thing. Oh, I know about music.
Yeah.
Yeah. Take that, Peter Gabriel. You're not the singer.
Yeah.
That's all my notes. It was just little things I need to be immortalized by all the people that listen to this.
Yeah, the 3 that we have left after losing so many along the way.
And 2 of them are guests on this episode.
Yeah.
Hey. I'll listen to it either way.
Sorry, did you have other notes, Ash, or was that just the
I got a couple, and I was going to let like someone else have a go first, just in between.
Go for it.
I did like the little sign gag of Homer's hot sauce was called mouth mistake hot sauce.
Yeah.
That was quite good.
I did have that moment where I'm like, in a world where like every jokey hot sauce name is an actual hot sauce name, I liked that one because that felt like distinct. Yeah.
Yeah, because
what else could you possibly name it that's not being
They could have
done?
gone for the usual, like, butthole burner or whatever, and it's just like, those have been done. Mouth mistake is fine. But immediately got a down arrow where it's like, he says, Lisa's exceptionally smart. She gets it from me. And like, cue obvious stupid joke. I really thought when it was never going to happen, but when Lisa's like, oh no, I forgot my sheet music, my mind immediately went to like Whiplash. I thought I was going to get the music teacher be like, don't you ever let this leave your sight again, like, getting really upset or something.
Well, they'd go on to do a Whiplash sort of parody later on, so I'm glad that this wasn't one of them. I like that Lisa brings her emotional support saxophone to a pool party. Oh my god, the felt under the keys is going to get ruined, Lisa. You can't do that. Especially after it got turned into a saxophone beer bomb.
Exactly, disgusting. Also, later on, to counter the meat taco that she possibly ate, Lisa is eating dinner that looks like mashed potato, peas with a side salad, like on the same plate, and that is like hot and cold combined. That is like, it gave me like the ick. Disgusting.
Pile mashed potatoes on a salad could be a new thing.
Yeah,
new gross thing. I did like that detail though, that everyone else's food was like mostly finished and smeared across their plate, whereas hers was still full. Like, again, Simpsons in the new era, their food looks very good. Those tacos as well look good. I'm like, why does everyone only have one on their plate?
Yeah, exactly. And my last one was, I found out that the name of the Hawaii 5-0 song, and it does have lyrics, is You Can Count on Me by Sammy Davis Jr., which I thought when I started playing was like a parody version of it. And then, because I'm like, oh, that sounds like a bad Sammy Davis Jr. impression. Because then in the credits, they show him.
I was
with
wondering
like
why he was there. Yeah,
something to do, and he's got a little list of like things of because the lyric is think of something to do. And then I found out that's actually him. Like,
it was just a fun thing where I was like, I had the same thing where I Shazammed it during the credits because I didn't know what it was. And it's like, oh, I'm just so familiar with the intro that I have no fucking idea what the
apparently
other 3
it's a
minutes of
separate
that song
version
is.
entirely. Yeah, apparently this is like the lyrics version, and then the sort of acapella. That's not right. The instrumental version is the one they use for the show for some reason. Yeah, very weird. Anyway,
BT.
Yes. Okay. It starts off with Skinner walks in and is all like, Lisa, I have some news from the Springfield High. And Liger's like, did what's-his-face swollen head get stuck in a French horn again? And just the very Skinner line of, no, there's no mention of that in here.
Obviously, they've got some rivalry, right? Because the other teacher calls them Largo's losers at some point as well.
Largo seems to have rubbed everybody the wrong way. So.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
When she's trying to get Lisa to stop talking, it's like, God, I can't remember the whole quote. Now I can't. Well, now it's ruined, but I'm still talking.
Do not wake me at 3 a.m. when you come back with the full quote.
I will.
Also, I just found out something as well because it just struck me. You don't play bassoon in a marching band. They're not allowed, apparently.
Oh, well, this is the crime.
That's the
forbidden instrument.
Yeah, because the guy that she says that to, I think, was bassoon. and I think they have to play what looks like mellophone.
There's a free movie idea for you, the defined bassoon player. Bassoon belongs in marching bands and, fronting the court. And in the Bible, they played bassoon and marched. Anyway, sorry.
It's for like a whole Footloose thing. Yeah, I got you, buddy. Don't worry. Sorry, I found it, so screw you all. It's, Shauna, you're practicing. I'm not practicing. You're practicing at being stupid, which you don't need to because you're great at it. Yep.
That's cute.
Bit of continuity I like. Shauna has Quilloughby posters on her wall.
Yes. Yeah, from another episode, I think it was season 32 that we really liked, Panicked on the Streets of Springfield, where Lisa falls in love with a Smith's-like guy, and he ends up disappointing her, like the real life Morrissey.
Yes.
Yeah, I was about to say, was it played by Morrissey?
Most definitely not. He even released a statement saying, Simpsons is stupid.
They're bullying me. Why is there laws against bullying unless it's against me?
I suppose if I was not white, then they wouldn't bully me.
Yeah, it was like, wow, you could
Go
hear
back
him
to writing
ranking through the
terrible
tweet.
sex, Morrissey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So a very Marge line is like, I think Shauna's a bad influence. She's always so over it, even when it is something good. I'm like, okay.
That is going back to something I would have liked to change. I wanted to see a bit more of like Shauna-isms coming out in Lisa and then that causing a bit of friction. But maybe this was just the appropriate
like,
amount.
I'm Lisa.
Yeah. Ugh, no.
Yeah,
no.
see, you don't want these things.
Lisa does do the I'm Shauna of the episode, though, not Shauna herself, this one.
Yeah. She's like, does her impression of her. Like,
Yeah.
And you're always like, yeah, I'm Shauna.
Yeah.
Chalmers sounds like Duffman for a little bit, and I'm not sure if he's supposed to.
Yeah, we've been talking about Julie and Harry Shearer slipping. I think Hank Azaria might be,
I mean, fair, but still. And just her last line of, the stupid confidence you gave me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I love that. The reluctant praise of Lisa as well is, nice from Shauna. Lisa's sure allowed to wander around at night a lot.
Yeah, into the school, which I'm sure would be locked.
Yeah, into a high school.
Which I'm sure would be far away. And again, at night, and she's 8.
Well, she also went there at 6 a.m. in the morning, so, who knows?
The band leader at the high school goes, oh, Shauna, you're going to call you James Corden because you're a late show. And I'm like, man... The second line there, that could have been a lot worse. Because all the things you could go, well, I'm going to start calling you James Corden because, man, the amount of places my brain went like...
You're the most annoying man in the world.
You're a waste of time and carpool karaoke stupid? It's just... Anyway.
Yeah. I hear you're really terrible to anyone that tries to approach you in real life. Anyway.
Reggie Watts deserved better than being your fucking stooge for years anyway. I love the parents' excuse when they leave the party. It's like, we're going to go to an escape room for 7 hours.
Are you okay being alone for 7 hours?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do also like the end credit sequence of just random, things from the episode. Wasn't great, but I did like, that showed them in the escape room.
Yeah. And they'd found the iris key.
Yeah, as if to say, and this happened.
Yeah. They only had 13 seconds left.
I liked the little bit of Chalmers being like, he has an Instagram fake profile to keep tabs on Shauna and Rodrigo the Goth.
Yeah, that was
which was
good.
like a fine enough sight gag, but then at the party when everyone's like, oh, let's go comfort him.
Rodrigo the Goth from Instagram is crying.
Yeah, it's just like he's managed to accidentally make his own little popular teen here as well. Yeah. That was fun. And I like the I want to hear more Brenda and the B words. They sound like a cool band.
Yeah. Can I just punch up one last joke just really quickly?
Absolutely.
Because one that I didn't like was when Chalmers like, Simpson, do you like beer? And Homer does, I never really thought about it. What I wanted there, instead of the stupid, like him just cracking open the beer and was, I wanted like, that scene from Seinfeld with Kramer and George were like, do you ever yearn? I crave, but I don't know if I've ever yearned. What I wanted Homer to be like, do I like beer? I don't know. Like, maybe I love beer? Like, I just wanted him to sort of maybe examine his relationship with beer for a second there.
Yeah, the simple line of, we don't like to put a label on it.
Or a reference to 10cc. I don't like beer. Yeah. I love it. Yes.
What we have is something unique and special and
It's complicated.
It's time to rate this thing. Oh, wait, but first, BT. I believe you have a question.
Well, I couldn't remember if we've done this for both our guests this time.
We have not.
Oh, for neither?
Neither.
Oh, splendid. Okay. So we've asked you before, if you could have a sandwich named after you, what would be that sandwich? As we've had a lot of returning guests come back after, several years. So we're checking in. We're saying, would you still order that same sandwich, or have your tastes evolved and changed? Do you even remember what you said?
I do remember what I said, and my tastes haven't changed.
Yeah. I found Jordan's.
It's a meatball.
Diana's.
just a meatball?
It was
Singular?
specifically... Okay, back then, it was when I was more fun. That was more of like a hangover thing, and now it's just I'm a depressed thing. So the context for it has changed.
Mm-hmm.
Hangover and depression foods
So
are
similar.
the Venn diagrams, it's a flat circle, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you said here, a meatball sub with barbecue sauce, aioli, pickles, olives, and jalapenos.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
I like
that's
olives and
intense.
jalapenos.
That's a whole fiesta.
And pickles, yeah, that's a very pickly sub.
Yeah.
I pickled the sub myself.
And Jordan's, I
Mine
love the
was-
detail in this.
Mine
go,
was
sorry.
that was it. Mine was this was the family nostalgia recipe of the ham, cheese, cucumber, salad cream.
Heinz salad cream is the detail there that you were really hammering
Yes,
on.
Heinz salad
Specifically?
cream specifically. Yes, exactly. It has to be the Heinz salad cream. And also, I think I've got to mention on the side there should be pickled onions and gherkins and maybe just a handful of the kettle honey baked ham chips, because that was lunch for probably several years when I was in my tweens.
Together, that is an experience.
Yeah. I remember you talking about after we asked that, I'm like, okay, and I went out and bought myself some Heinz salad cream. It was really emphatic that this makes the sandwich.
This was the stuff.
And it fucking disgusting. It's just so tangy and
Yeah,
awful.
that's the whole point, Elliot. That's where you got to balance it out with the cheese and the ham. You got to get good ham. Mum has this thing about you can't have slippery ham. If your ham's slippery, throw it out. Slide it down into the gutter because that is garbage.
I never checked the slipperiness of my ham.
Going to the deli and getting the free sample
Would
of
like
the
your
meat. And
slippery
just,
ham.
instead of tasting it, just flinging it on the counter to see if it slides down.
Yeah.
Look at that! Look at that! Ooh, look at that grip. That's good ham.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your grippiest
Putting it on
hand.
bringing your own pane of glass to see if they're adjusting it to a 45-degree angle, if it moves even an
Pass the
inch.
slip test.
Yeah, no.
Anyway, I think we've lost everyone now. It's time to rank this thing.
Yeah, all the slippery ham lovers who are like, I'm out of this podcast forever.
Yeah.
I can't believe they would go after my slippery ham.
After 310
This is
episodes,
fucking
I'm out.
bullshit, yeah.
On the Simpsons Index, we rank using a 6-point scale, which starts down the bottom at failure. Maybe if the episode was just meh, you give it a participant. But for the positive rankings, you got okay bronze, good silver, excellent gold. But for the best of the very best, you give cubic zirconia. I'm going to go first. Let me show you how it's done. Yeah, big old bronze from me. Look, I really do love the story and relationships of this episode. It just didn't entertain me that much, and I felt so empty and flat afterwards that I was just like, oh, what could have been. But yeah, I think it's still in bronze territory. We'll go to you now, Diana. What do you reckon?
Yeah, I would say it's a bronze episode for what it is. In terms of, if you told me they're doing a Shauna episode, this is cubic Shauna by far. I don't think there's much better you could do with it, but yeah, this is bronze overall. I don't think this deserves a silver, but I hope someone does, because I think this is on the higher bronze.
Interesting.
Be brave, yeah.
But I'm not brave enough, so yeah, just regular, dull, boring bronze.
All right, Jordan.
Yes, I think we are correct so far. I think a bronze is deserved. It wasn't as terrible as some of the tripe that you have served up in the past to me, specifically, Elliot. But no, it was it had some good jokes, and it didn't have more than a couple of instances that made me go ugh and roll my eyes. So bronze,
I love it. I threw to the people that I felt like had the most extreme opinions, from different from each other.
Pure neutrality.
And speaking of which, BT.
Yeah, bronze.
Hey!
I wanted to silver this one, and if it just had a bit more heart or a few more jokes, it really would have pushed it over. But considering that it could, I was not expecting much from a Shauna heavy episode, and this really kept above board. It's just, just a tiny bit more and it would have made it. It's what kind of is disappointing, but ultimately, yeah, it's got to be a bronze.
This reaches, in my brain, so close to silver, but doesn't make it. That's
it is just one rung below it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but overall, unanimous bronze is still a great ranking, and it will put it in the, upper tier of this season. But, we like to end on a positive note, and other unanimous bronzes were A Serious Flanders Part 2, not Part 1. Portrait of a Lackey on Fire, where Smithers gets a new boyfriend and then it's a Chernobyl parody. Trust me, it's good.
I didn't realize that was a parody. Sorry, it just dawned on me. I've seen that episode and I liked it. But I should experience pop culture more.
Chernobyl references,
Last minute thing where they tie in fast fashion with Chernobyl references, Yeah, The Longest March, where Marge and Burns babysit a dumb footballer together.
Oh, yeah. Weird episode.
Oh, and reviewed with you, Diana. Pixelated and Afraid. That got a dull silver.
Yeah, I was the mean one on that episode, and I keep, I stand by it. It's, an ambitious episode, but it's not Simpsons, and it's not funny.
No.
Fair.
But, I applaud them, but that's it. It didn't have Shauna. I'm sorry, the Shauna episode was funnier and just better plotted.
Yeah. And here's an interesting one. It got a bronze, but this was by way of split decision. My Octopus and a Teacher, which was the Miss Peyton one.
Yeah.
I forgot who did what on that one, but it was a silver bronze participant.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a crabby old coot, so I probably I brought it down.
Octopus.
Yeah.
Well, Ash, Diana, thank you so much for joining us for the podcast today.
Oh, I'm happy that no one was miserable this time.
Yeah.
It was a decent time. And the part that everybody's been looking forward to, the plugs.
The whole time.
Ash, do you have anything to plug? Or?
Don't say
Sorry,
butt plug.
I feel like we all went the same place, don't we?
I just went, don't do it.
It's
Well, you
okay,
could
'cause
do
now
it.
Yeah, I'll let you know in about 15 minutes. No, I don't, Elliot. That's my final decision on that one. Just know that the answer may be different to what I'm saying.
Deal. Diana.
Yeah, I have a YouTube channel that it's pretty okay. People seem to like it for some reason, even though no one watches it. So it's the People's Champion. I believe it's youtube.com/Freezer, FIEEZER 94, because I'm younger than all of you, but still old according to the internet.
I've just realised we got Ashley Frost and Freezer.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's youtube.com/@Freezer94.
Yeah, there we
Just
go.
because I had it up, but there you go. Yeah.
Okay, and is that http:// or single slash?
But I talk about handheld video games primarily. I even did an Atari Lynx video earlier, which seems to be the fan favorite of stuff I put out this year. And it's a game no one heard of, so that's good.
Where's my Lynx people at? That's awesome.
My cat knocked my Lynx onto the floor, so...
Oh, of course, the cat wanted to take on the Lynx, of course.
And, okay, I haven't done it yet, but I am planning this weekend to record my own podcast that I'm starting. It could be a miserable failure and not see the light of day.
The Simpsons in there.
No, it's... So I love old anthology shows. So, in particular, this will be about The Outer Limits, the 60s sci-fi show, Night Gallery from the 70s, and the original Twilight Zone. And I'm planning... I've already got contingencies for when I run out because the Twilight Zone's got 3 times as many episodes as this other things. But I'm calling it the Sci-Fright Zone. I basically decided on the name and then decided I've got to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same here. When I was like the Simpsons Index. Oh,
yeah.
That's
Pure.
And then you found out that there was some scientific thing called the Simpsons Index, which sort of threw off your SEO a little bit.
But there's no other sandwich index, so...
That's true. New
Yeah.
podcast potential. Spin it off into its own thing.
I've never looked. Is there?
No, that's really exciting to hear, Diana. And we've been big fans of yours for years, and love hearing that you're getting into the podcast world. And I look forward to listening to that.
Yeah, and I'm also actually going to be on another podcast in a couple of weeks. The Conversation, a Donkey Kong podcast that I love.
Oh, cool. You're returning to them. Awesome.
Yeah, they're a website that's been around since 1999, dkvine.com, and they've had a podcast since 2013. And despite only one new Donkey Kong game coming out since before Bonanza. They've kept podcasts going basically weekly since like 2013.
Wow.
That's amazing.
And I will be the guest. I basically begged to be on the freezer layer of Bonanza because they're doing one layer at a time for Bonanza.
Oh, that's awesome.
So yeah, I'll be on that.
As someone who is very steeped into Bonanza at the moment, I love that someone's...
I 100%ed the game a while ago, and I'm now doing I'm now doing a 0 banana run. So I'm currently up to layer 700 and I've not gotten a single banana.
Really?
And I have not, shit. Which means you can't upgrade your health or anything.
Yeah.
And I also haven't gotten any fossils except one time I accidentally bumped into one, and the game auto saves every single thing. So
brutal.
I love Bonanza.
And it's weird how the world works. Like, just I was thinking, like, what stupid thing can I put my name as in Riverside this time? And lo and behold.
Yep, with Riverside name of Donkey Kong's Big Naturals.
Yeah.
He loves D&D and getting nat 20s.
I've had it hard enough getting around calling you Ash. Now I'm going to call you Donkey Kong Big Naturals now?
No, it's fine. What I sometimes think about in relation to Donkey Kong, just as a quick aside, is I wonder what happened to... Do you remember there was that photo of a fan going up to Amy Winehouse and getting her to sign a copy of Donkey Konga, like the one that came with the bongo controllers, the game, like the box and the bongos themselves. And I'm like, I wonder what happened to those. I bet someone has them somewhere, surely, right? They haven't been turfed.
They are probably the only Donkey Kong bongos signed by Amy Winehouse in the entire world.
Yeah, did she have a song in it? Why her?
I don't know. I really don't know.
I don't think they put Rehab in Donkey Konga.
No, I think it was just a fan went up and was like, hey, sign this for me or something. And yeah, she did.
Why don't you conga over, Valerie?
For what it's worth, there are 3 Donkey Konga games, and 2 of them released in the West. But the game has a different track listing for America and then a different track listing for Europe. And those are different than the Japanese one. So if you want all the soundtracks, you've got to get 7 different versions total of the 3 different games.
God.
Well, we'll leave that for the conversation to deep dive more into that. But for now... Oh, shit, we haven't done our plugs yet. BT, what are we doing?
There's a fucking sandwich index. That doesn't help our SEO. Mainly,
really?
I'm going to focus on the club sandwich index, which was made by Hotels.com that indexed the price of a club sandwich across various hotels. But like you Google sandwich index and we're not even there. There's so many other ones that
I shouldn't have hidden it on our website.
Elliot, you've got to bump those numbers up.
Those are rookie numbers. Anyway, look, we mentioned it before. Patreon.com/SideQuestStudios. The full name reveal, finally. That is http:// as well. But if you're like, I'm a cheapskate and I can't afford that right now, then hey, good news for you, friend. You can go to whatever podcatcher you're currently listening to and listen to Starring Springfield, the show where we review movies that star cast members of The Simpsons.
And if you join the Patreon page, you get to tell us what movies to review. So yeah, go check that out. Links to all that and more in the show notes. Links to Diana's YouTube channel as well.
Also, if you find Elliot's Facebook account and keep messaging him to review something, he'll eventually give in. Make as many accounts as possible because he loves it when you do that.
I just got added by Rodrigo.
Goth Rodrigo.
All right, it's time we get out of here. But yeah, once again, thank you for joining us for the Simpsons Index. And thank you, Ash.
Thank you for having me yet again. Woo!
Yay, and thank you, Diana.
Yeah, thank you.
BT, thank you.
Yeah, cool.
I'm Elliot J. O'Neill. That's all the mustard in the house.
You want a kiss about it?
I'm going to go play some Donkey Kong.
Thank you for listening to the Simpsons Index podcast, which is also an online spreadsheet available at thesimpsonsindex.com. We're also on social media. You can follow us on Blue Sky, Instagram, and on Threads. Links for all that and more are down in the show notes. And lastly, consider giving us a 5-star review. Why not? We'd do it for you. Now, there's no bonus scenes for this episode. Everything we left in was pure gold, so we'll catch you next time.